Hello and welcome everybody, I'm Barbarian, this is Crusader Kings 2 and we return here with Khalif Hussein. And Khalif Hussein is merely, that's not us, this is us, merely 16 years old. And he hasn't really done much. I mean, let's take a look at him. He is a flamboyant schemer, he's a Said, he's deceitful, he's envious, and he is cruel. And quite frankly, he has done nothing in his life on his own. You know, he was attacked of course by the assassins, not directly, but in the person of that one lady that got beheaded. I actually can't remember her name, but she had to pass away as a warning by the assassins. I don't know why they did that. Now normally, that is what I'm used to. Normally they do that if you have high decadence, but we don't have high decadence, so I don't know exactly what the game mechanic there was, but I as a person am most certainly a bit paranoid. I think Khalif Hussein is very paranoid, so it does make sense, I think, that we're going with intrigue right here. Now beyond that, I don't actually quite know what I'm gonna go with here. I also will tell you, I looked around for, you know, potential pairings, and none of them were really promising. For some reason, the Ghaznavids really don't want to be married to me. You're already way too old, but you know what, the Hamadi dynasty, I would be okay with marrying into the Hamadi dynasty, and, oh, right, so this is Sultana Zabava the Great. May I introduce you to Sultana Zabava the Great of Sabavaya? She is, great conqueror, so she is a child of destiny. She came from up here, let me see where exactly she came from. You hold the title now, so from Pereyaslavl, and she holds the land down here, but she does say, you know, hey, you are the Caliph, I trust you. If I could get some sort of arrangement where I marry into her house, if I could get that, I mean, that would be amazing, but all of the family, it appears, is still very much present over here, and if I'm not mistaken, no, actually, she will be inherited by a child that is of the right, that is of the right religion, so all of this is fine. I'm not too worried at that point. Okay, I'm very much not too worried then. A bit of a weird one, but I like it. We have the Almoravids, who also recognize our supremacy. We have the Zabavaya, who also recognize our supremacy. The Egyptians do not. And then we of course have the Fedayeen running around over here. So essentially in this episode what I want to do is I want to grow up. I want to counteract anything that the assassins do. Maybe, you know, I can even become a greater assassin than Headmaster Nasruddin the Careless. And then we're definitely going to clean up the Arabian Peninsula down here and maybe, possibly, take out Egypt. I don't want to call it jihad right now because, you know, I'm 16. I get that I could call it from a game perspective, of course, but I'm not going to call it because I'm 16 years old. I don't think I have any pressure from my council to call one, and I think I have a very stable realm. I don't need to be worried too much. Let's just clean up as we go here, and cleaning up... See, this just actually makes me wonder, could I create the Kingdom of Arabia? I could, and I should. And then let me see whether I can actually ask you to join me. Apparently I can't. Isn't this... No, this is part of Arabia. Why would I not be able to vassalize you? All of you are at war, apparently, against, it appears, well, these are the two... What is this? Masanalid, Abyssinia, and then Abyssinia? Alright, well, either way, once the war is over here for the Masanalid Abyssinia, we will try to just, you know, essentially vassalize everyone here. We will try to expand our realm, and I think we're gonna have a great time doing it. Why don't we just room and air? I'm gonna try to find a wife. I'm gonna let you know what I can find, and we'll go from there. And so I have made my decision. I have now been betrothed to Shola bin Shalil. She is a descendant of the House Akin. And if you remember House Akin, of course, that was the amazing fella that, you know, came over here. I gave him this land and then he conquered everything that you can see right here. Very, very nice. Or rather, I gave him a lot of this, but don't worry about it. The details, of course, are fairly irrelevant. What really matters here, in my opinion, is we are marrying into that house of the Bedouins. I will not marry anyone else. So if he dies right now, he would die childless. But I will not marry anyone else until Shola bin Shalil is our primary wife, and then we're gonna look around for some other wives. For the moment, I have created this kingdom. Now, this war will soon be over, so I'm not gonna worry about that. They will surely swear fealty. If they don't, then I will have to, you know, kind of put on the thumb screws. But for the moment, why don't we just declare a holy war for Arabia? That would be very nice for a piety, control, etc., etc. And most importantly, it's a minor war, so this is just a bit of a squabble between the Christians and the Muslims. This is not yet a full-on jihad, but if it does escalate, maybe we will have to go all out. Let's just see how this develops. Now, the interesting thing is that Egypt did not actually join this holy war, meaning that maybe we can coexist. Right now, I don't think that Khalif Hussein is really, you know, that opposed to Egypt existing, because before that, of course, there was a Shia Caliphate right here, meaning it's, you know, it's bad, but it is pretty much equally as bad as it was before. And he has... Oh my god, he's actually crowned himself King of Jerusalem. Meaning, even if I declared a jihad, King Giovanni, the Sword of the Lord, would remain a king, would keep his property together. I don't know how to feel about that. Naming himself King of Jerusalem, he doesn't even own Jerusalem, but I suppose that they are currently conquering it. Yeah, there you go. Duke Emmanuel of Ascalon. I think I will have to intervene. Even if it is mostly my council telling me to intervene, and by the way, you definitely are needed here. We have so much heresy going on, my god. Zikri everywhere, Nestorians everywhere, Shia, Carmathian. It's hell. Let me tell you, it is hell. Now, I will just clean up these vassals, these, not vassals, these subjects down here rebelling. And I'm looking at this and I'm honestly thinking, you know what, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I have to declare a jihad. Maybe there is no alternative to this, because Egypt clearly is taking a position of remaining in the region permanently, and I don't think that is acceptable to any degree. Okay, but before we actually declare this great holy war, the jihad, I will show all those people that live down here, you know, in Oman, that live down here in Yemen, that live down here, you know, in this general split area around the Rub al-Khali desert. I'm going to show them the mercy of the Caliph by aiding them in the war against King Mazanyal the monk. I will not let them be destroyed. I will not let that region fall to, you know, anything but essentially Sunni Islam. I'm gracious. I'm a good Caliph, believe you me, and after that I think we can all go together to Egypt and take them out. How do you feel about that? I think everybody feels great about that, so let's just do it, eh? Lately I've become afraid that someone might want to hurt me. I'm thinking about hiring two food tasters, and maybe a bodyguard would be a good idea. Well, you know what, while we're at it, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna grow a little beard, you know, it's a good start. And essentially I do think he is still very paranoid about the assassins. Not just that, he's actively working against Grand Headmaster Nasraddin, who has become a tributary to the Byzantine Empire. Honestly, I don't want to think about that. Food tasters, bodyguards, anything that can save me. That didn't even work out. But I think we are a very paranoid person, as we're trying to, you know, cement our rule over here in Arabia. And oh my god, am I actually killing the Grand Headmaster of the Assassins? What is this? You want to marry my mother? No? She can stay here, don't worry about it. My co-conspirator, Ali, has hired someone to saw through the supports of the railing on a balcony Grand Headmaster Nasraddin is known to frequent. Someone may soon take a bit of a tumble. Look out below. Success! Grand Headmaster Nasraddin fell to the ground like a piece of rotten fruit when the balcony railing gave away. A tragic accident as far as anyone is concerned. Imagine being an assassin and then your headmaster is casually assassinated and you don't even know who did it. And now we have a Hashemite dynasty leader leading. Are you kidding me? The Hashemites? And look at that. The glory of the Caliph has really showed itself. We have captured King Mazanyal the monk, and with that the war is over. We have won, we have defeated them, and I hope that we have showed the local rulers of the southern Arabian Peninsula that we are the one true leader of this region. Now let me just check here. Would you like to join me? Excuse me? My god, what did I do this for? Can I give you money and you will do it? Okay, you know what? This was worth. If I can just give him money, I mean, I have money. I live in Baghdad. You think I'm poor? Who the hell do you think I am, huh? For the moment, I think there is something much more pressing on the table here, and my god. Hired. I can only assume that's a holy order, although I'm not actually certain. Let's just declare it. I'm not certain that we will win this war, and that is how I want my wars. Now, we're going to take out Egypt, the center of their power. They will, of course, retain North Africa right here, Ifriqiya, and they will retain Jerusalem, as well as Arabia, I guess, at the end of the day, because these are, if I'm not mistaken, Arabia. And then we're going to go on, and we're going to mop them up after we're done, eh? I feel like that is indeed the spirit of this entire endeavor. Jihad for Egypt. Let's do this. The great Sunni Caliph Hussein has decided to call a jihad against the Kafirs in the Kingdom of Egypt. He urges all righteous Sunni Muslims to take up arms against the depraved King Giovanni of Egypt for the glory of Islam. And you know what? To celebrate this, why don't we grow an even fuller beard? Let's go. And look at them all coming in here. Look at all these people wanting to join the Sunni Jihad for Egypt. It is glorious, and I am known as the Great. I didn't even do anything. Thank you, man. This will be a great time. And the Bektashi Order itself also joining. This is excellent. We are looking, I think, at a total victory if things go right here. And honestly, Caliph Hussein, look at him. He's envious. He wants to be known as an amazing character. And although he does shy away from actual battles, I do think it's realistic to say, you know what, maybe he would indeed go on and... yeah, we'll send more troops to you. Maybe he would indeed go on and actually try to lead a bit of an army there so that he could be known as a mujahid. That does sound about right. Oh, and while we are jihading, apparently, Bey Seljuk, the conqueror of Muscat, decided that becoming our vassal is a good idea. Really? Wow. Thank you so much. That is really nice. I improved relationships with him. You know what? The benefit here that I got from the favor is, of course, 0, but I'll take it. This is nice. I really do appreciate that. And hey, you're on the council, my friend, because eventually when I do need to vote, of course, I will require your vote on it as well. Now, look at that. The Egyptians are up here. I will ignore them for the moment. I think we will be fine. Let's just lead our army right here into the Sinai. Boom. Our armies now stand poised to take part of the jihad for the Kingdom of Egypt. And I think I'll leave it at that. I don't think I need to be here for that much longer because I'm simply not a good commander, but that's okay. Oh, and the Knights Templar have just been established. This is a hot topic because we either make this happen or we fall apart right now. If they get the Knights Templar and everything in between, we are in a world of hurt, but I fear that we might already be in a world of hurt. Is he actually going for Baghdad? Just straight up Baghdad, huh? Oh no. Oh, he turned around, you fool. You absolute idiot. Oh, nope. What is this? Okay, no, they're actually both leading. You know what? I love when the AI does that. The AI gave at the start of the war, and I didn't see that, but at the start of the war, the AI gave the command, hey, why didn't you just, you know, head over there and beat the crap out of Baghdad, and then during the war they noticed maybe not a good idea, and this was also not a good idea, but I think we can turn around. Yep. There you go. Beautiful. That is exactly what I like to see. And here is what I would casually call the battle of the war. Today we're looking at a situation where El Arish becomes the battlefield on which the, I think, Leonese, Yusufid Emirate? Who the hell are you? Yusufid Emirate? Why? Oh, really, Emir Timur? Who are you? How are you Catholic? What happened here? Of course, you went from Shia to Catholic. I mean, what's the difference? They both don't believe the right way. Now, let's have this fight, because I think this is the one that determines the future of the jihad. And of course, the future... Oh wow, we got such good tactics. Yeah, this is over. The tactics actually sealed it on their own. And look at the army. They're just standing. They're just watching. They're like, yep, that's a loss, alright. We can recognize a loss. And there you go. That was tremendous for our side, of course. Now, let's just follow it up right here with a victory in Darum as well. But I think this is really it. I mean, the jihad is practically already over. And it's over. I would say, roleplay-wise, we essentially cut Egypt off. We took, of course, Damietta, making it so that, you know, the main supply route here coming in via Damietta and via the Nile River was impossible to maintain, meaning that Cairo was cut off from the other Christian kingdoms over here. And wow, I didn't even notice that the Holy Roman Empire was in this, but I don't think he actually made it down here. He's in Is he actually walking all the way down here? Nice doing nothing, my dear Kaiser Heinrich IV. Well, there you go, the war's over. And this has led me to a situation where, you know, Jerusalem now is of course isolated. Not taken, but isolated. And let's just say we didn't, you know, take Ifriqiya yet. But look at that. Look at you, Zababa the Great. I really like this. Oh, wait, why are you in this prison? Interesting. We're gonna see how this dynasty behaves. But right now they recognize my leadership, and that is all that I need to hear. King Giovanni, you are no longer the king of Egypt. Wait, what? But I was the highest participant. I got nothing? Wait, I actually got nothing? Yeah, so I think that she got it because she had a claim on Egypt and she was Sunni. In fact, the only Sunni. And she got the title now. Like, all the titles involved, I should say. But I could have sworn, right, that if you're the Sunni Caliph, you just get the land. But... okay, I mean, listen, it's actually okay, I suppose, theoretically, and this is really just theoretically, I could just immediately subjugate Egypt, and honestly, maybe I should do that. Sultan Ashalai of the Almoravid Sultanate? I don't know. He rules from very far away, maybe he's just gonna splinter off anyway. Could I get rid of you? You know what? I'm just gonna try to be underhanded, maybe destabilize a bit, you know, that sort of stuff, and we're gonna see how it goes. I just want to see if they will split, because if they do split, then I'm just going to like subjugate her, because she holds every single title in Egypt, but this is very strange. Alright, you know what, I'm giving up on killing the Lord of the Almoravid Sultanate. I'm just going to accept that we don't hold Egypt. I don't think it matters that much, because they do recognize that we are the leaders of the Muslim faith, and you know, at the end of the day, if I just become an empire right away, then this series is already over, so what's the point? Instead, I think I'm going to abandon this plot, yep, and we're going to go on a Hajj to Mecca. You have started to prepare yourself to going on a pilgrimage to Mecca. Soon you will humble yourself and travel in a group with others to fulfill one of the 5 pillars of Islam. What interests me most here is, I think, what kind of hadith we get. Because you will always get this old man, and I, you know, of course want to know what kind of hadith he gets, because I will use that to determine how we will live our life here in the future. Man, that's just so weird. So the claimant jihads, right, are essentially like a claimant crusade, except I was 99% sure that I didn't claim it, so I think it's just automatic, you know, that there is a claimant determined that gets it all. That's just, it's very odd to me, but here we are. I'll take it, you know, life goes on. As you stop for camp one evening, you notice that an old man in poor clothing has made camp at the same place. The man offers to tell you a hadith he has if you can spare him some bread. Absolutely. The old man starts telling you that Abu Bakr as-Siddiq said, "I heard the Messenger of Allah, may Allah bless him and grant him peace, say, if people see an unjust person and do not restrain him, Allah is very likely to seize him with retribution from him. Alhamdulillah." Meaning, essentially, this old guy is saying, stop murdering the assassins, stop, you know, being wrathful about the Almoravids taking the land, despite, honestly, I have now accepted this is poetic justice, because, think about it, the Fatimids held on to Egypt, but they were Shia caliphates, and now I have reinstituted the, honestly, it's just weird that she's a woman even, but like, I have reinstituted the Fatimid Sultanate, except this time around Sunni, meaning that they accept, you know, that I am the leader. I think that is very much acceptable. But as it stands, I will go on, and I don't know whether the Caliph would actually, you know, treasure that hadith, or whether he would say, "My friend, the assassins deserve nothing but the end of my blade, and they are still tributaries to the Byzantine Empire." And here we go, we're finally marrying Shola bin Jalil again, of House Akin, a very, very interesting, a very strong house in this playthrough in particular. And I mean, they arrived here 50 years ago, so they're not even that young of a house anymore. Not comparable, of course, to the Abbasids themselves with the ancient history that they have attached to them. But look at that, we're finally getting married, and I will marry more women from here on out. Now is the time that we actually produce some heirs. I would be very happy about non-Horse Lord spouses, though. Please, do me the favor, come on. Anybody? As you can see, I kind of cleaned up the area up here. All of these local lords were already Sunni, but they were under the supervision of course, the Zikri Sultan Rustam the Just. So all of this went splendidly. Ooh, I did not notice this. This is amazing. Sultana Zabava the Great. Thank you so much. That is amazing. And now her son is actually the Lord of Apulia. They took over the southern part of the boot. I'm a huge fan. What I am not a huge fan of, and I originally wanted them to stay in power over here, maybe split off from the Almoravids. You don't know, you know, either way, it could go into a very, like, interesting fashion. But the thing about this is that Countess Noura of Algisia cannot get any children. And this means that Caliph Abiyanos will inherit. And I mean, I think we can all see why that is completely unacceptable. So what we are going to do here is quite simple. I need to take it from the Almoravid Sultanate. As much as I hate it, I will go and declare Egypt as a direct property of the Caliphate. So let's just go and take that down. It's a bit of a shame, but, you know, honestly, if that is how it goes, it's just a waste of time. Because if she just loses the land immediately to the Shia Caliph, why did we even have the jihad, right? What's the point? So let's just get over there, let's deal with him, and let's teach him a bit of a lesson. And look at that, we have pacified Yemen entirely. And we have a son, Prince Al-Bikri. I hope that he will be a good son. He's our only one, so I don't really have a choice. We outwar the Almoravids, and I think we can easily win this. It's just a matter of time, I feel. Upon his return, Emir Fairhang hands me a small jewelry box within which lies a small engraved brass and iron signet ring. Its seal I discover the Star of David, and my marshal says that all signs point towards this being the seal of King Solomon himself. Really? Wait a minute, I don't have the money. I will owe you a favor, sure. Don't do anything dirty with this. Seal of Solomon! This engraved brass and iron signet ring sports the Seal of Solomon, a hexagram or Star of David. According to legend, it allows its possessor to command demons. Yeah, I don't think we want to command demons. Some artifacts have conditions, so this one is active, this one is fine because we are part of the Muslim group. Interesting. What does this actually do for us? Prestige, piety, and +4 learning. Oh, that is very good. Alright, thank you so much for that. That is impressive. How much? Just checking. Not saying I'm gonna do that. Oh, baby. You know what will happen. Let me know which... Should we invade anyone with China once they are stable and or in a golden age? Because I think we could do it, okay? That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying we will do it, I'm just saying we could. My god. I've heard of the scholars from Tabaristan in his Persian encyclopedia on the classification of knowledge titled Nafa is al-Funun fi Ara is al-Uyun. The man named Muhammad ibn Mahmud al-Amuli, and I had been wanting to read his book since I first heard of it. Muhammad ibn Mahmud al-Amuli came to my court to give me a copy of his book. Thank you. I assume this is actually a famous scholar. If you want to learn more about him, then definitely check him out. There is no Wikipedia link. Muhammad al-Amuli. Never heard of him. Don't know about him. But you know what? This is actually an interesting thing, and I will do it right now, if I may, which I actually can't. I do think that Caliph Hussein the Great and everybody attached to, you know, living here in Baghdad have studied Persian culture more than they actually studied their native Bedouin culture when it comes to, you know, the later generations of the Abbasids. So I'm thinking eventually I would like to potentially turn Persian. I think that might be appropriate, especially because this is, of course, the powerhouse of our realm as of right now. Now, as you can see, the war, by the way, is going splendidly. Of course, I mean, they don't really have a shot. We will definitely destroy them, excuse me. Oh, no. There's a crusade against Sultana Zabava the Great for Sicily. Would you look at that? And Apulia is independent again. How did that happen? I don't know, but Catholic Revolt, good for you. Sultana Zabava, you have, of course, my full support. This will be a troublesome time, but I think it might be time for the next episode where, you know, this will go down. For the moment, of course, we have already done so much, and we will finish this war and then go for the crusade in the next one, I think. And with that, a very successful but also very strange episode is over, and I would like to thank the members that are making videos such as this one possible, namely the Barons Aaron Stefan, the Richest T, Snywolf, Emma Mello, Thomas Lachlan, Mitchell, MFW, Florian, and then the two newest members, Dan and the Murcielago. I think that's how I pronounce it, Murcielago. Honestly, the Spanish is a pitfall for me, but thank you for becoming a member, both of you. And then, of course, also the Counts, Shifty, Wombat, and Kazen, and last but not least, the absolutely beautiful Dukes, Suspicious Dark, Nathan, Knight of Squires, Kenneth, Lexo, Eric, and Aiden. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel, and I will see you later, Alligator.